Hello my loves, welcome to part 4 of my perfume collection video. In this video I'm going to be going through mostly my designer fragrances. I might have the odd niche fragrance in between, but majority of these fragrances are my designer fragrances. So if you haven't seen part 1, 2 and 3, I recommend that you check it out. It will be linked in the description box below. So in part 1, 2 and 3 so far, I've gone through my Kayali fragrances, my Middle Eastern French fragrances, my affordable fragrances, my inspired by fragrances, some of my designer fragrances, and some of my niche fragrances. So now with the way I arrange my collection, we're only going through this layer, the layer above it, and then I've got one more. So I'm hoping that I can complete my collection series, at least for the big bottles, in the next 2 videos. I am contemplating doing my kind of travel size collection as well, maybe in the final part as part of the video, but we'll see. Anyway, if you are interested in seeing what I've got in my designer fragrance collection, then definitely keep on watching. Please don't forget to subscribe. I really want to get all parts of this video to at least 2,000 views each. So whatever you can do to help me accomplish that, that will be fantastic. And I'm looking to hit 10,000 subscribers by May this year. So again, whatever you can do to help me to accomplish that, that will be great. I do have over 6,000 subscribers, so I'm hoping for at least 4 more. Anyway, let's jump into the video. Now, seeing that I'm recording this on New Year's Day, I will say Happy New Year, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. Happy New Year to you and yours. I hope everything that you have planned to achieve today will come to this year will come to fruition. I pray for success, I pray for goodness, I pray for all the great things to surround you and your loved ones. Yeah, so I'm just gonna start from that angle all the way down, and hopefully I can also do this layer in this video. So these two. All right, first up is my L'Interdit Rouge by Givenchy. This is a proper date night sexy fragrance. This is really sexy. It's spicy, it's warm, it is a floral fragrance. The sandalwood just gives it some really rich depth. Some of the notes in this, there's that spiciness at the top. You've got ginger, blood orange, then in the middle there's tuberose, there's jasmine, there's pimento leaf, and then the base is where you get the richness. There's sandalwood, there's patchouli, and there is vetiver. I wear this out on like date night. I wear it for going out with my friends. This is just something that's going to get you compliments. She's well formulated, and it's something that I definitely enjoy. I haven't come across any fragrance like it yet. It is quite unique, and that blood orange is quite unique in this one as well. So if you're looking for something sultry, something sophisticated, deep, warm, spicy, definitely check this one. Next up is the Intense. So this is L'Interdit EDP Intense. This, I don't wear it that often, but it is a beautiful floral fragrance nonetheless. I feel like I would class it as like a sophisticated scent. There's a gorgeous vanilla in this one. It is a little bit spicy. It's a little bit deep, a little bit bold. I quite like it. It's just not something that comes to mind immediately when I'm looking for something like a sultry vanilla is how I would, no, a sophisticated vanilla is how I would describe this. There's black pepper at the opening, so it is a little bit spicy. There's tuberose, sesame, orange blossom in the middle. There's Madagascar vanilla, patchouli, and vetiver. So yeah, that's, if you like tuberose and you like vanilla, you like a little bit of spice, and you like white floral scents, then you probably like this one. This one is a cult classic. I'll definitely say this is a Middle Eastern a Middle Eastern scent. I just don't have space in my Middle Eastern roll, but I have this one and another one. But anyway, this one is the closest alternative to Coco Mademoiselle by Chanel. So this one, all right. It definitely is a cult favorite. It's very inexpensive. I normally get mine either from Notino or from All Beauty. It is a gorgeous floral fruity fragrance with a beautiful citrus notes, beautiful rose. There is vetiver, there's vanilla in this one, there's musk in the dry down. The opening has a celebration of citrus. You've got grapefruit, bergamot, lemon. You also have some sweetness from the orange, peach. And like I said, the rose in this is really nice. There is lychee in this one, but I don't really get too much of it. I do like the white floral that comes from the jasmine. Is quite a lovely scent. Altogether, this for me is a very long-lasting fragrance. Coco Mademoiselle itself is long-lasting. Now add this one on top of it. This is just beast mode at this point. Very inexpensive. Probably the best inspired by, in my opinion, when it comes to Coco Mademoiselle. So yeah, I definitely recommend it. It's worth the penny. And plus, this is actually 105 ml, so it is a big boy. I've been using this one for a really long time. I did have a little one. I think it does come in a 30 ml bottle. I finished that, then I upgraded to this guy, and I've had this in my collection for quite a long time. This is not really how the medallion comes. I don't know. Mine has just like either shifted, the glue shifted, or just something. It's a little bit weird, but normally it's around here anyway. I digress. The second one that I have is Club de Nuit Intense Woman, also from Armaf. This is supposed to be inspired by a Tom Ford fragrance. So I can't really remember which one, but I'm pretty sure that it's inspired by one of the Tom Ford fragrances. Anyway, on its own, it is a gorgeous rosy fragrance. It is spicy. There's rose, there's saffron in this one. Very adorable. Gets me compliments. Performance is insane. I love it. It's beautiful. That's all I can say. Get your nose on it. It's worth it. Actually, I found it. So it is an inspired by fragrance for Tom Ford Noir de Noir. So yeah, it definitely gives off the same vibe according to Fragrantica, but like I said, there is rose, there's saffron, so it's spicy, and there's oud. The vanilla as well is very beautiful, long lasting, great unisex scent, very bold, will get you compliments. Next up is Flower Bomb Ruby Orchid. I don't really wear this one as much, but it is another fruity floral fragrance. From what I can remember, it is a sweet fragrance, but I was expecting it to be a little sweeter. It does have a soft powdery finish. Yeah, that's all I can remember. The notes, there's peach vine in the top, there's orchid, and then vanilla bean. To be honest, it's not something that I wear often, so... But from what I can remember, it is a decent designer fragrance. Older sister, however, Flower Bomb, is a different case. Now, this is the second bottle that I have of Flower Bomb. I initially had a 50 ml bottle that I purchased. I finished that, and then the brand gifted me the bigger size bottle. This is a beautiful floral fragrance. This is a long-ass lasting designer fragrance. It's powdery, it's very romantic, it's classic, it's everything. The composition is immaculate. It makes you feel very feminine, very girly, very grown, not in a overly mature way, but just very like in your feminine era. Some of the standout notes, obviously there is rose in this, there's vanilla in the dry down, but then you also have some beautiful white florals in there. There's jasmine, there's orange flower, there's freesia, there's orchid, and then at the top there's tea, bergamot, and osmanthus. This, yeah, if you haven't tested out Flower Bomb, it is the #1 recommended designer fragrance that I say you need to get your nose on. The next two fragrances are from a niche perfume house, and this is by Medeaij. Yeah, Medeaij Ayad, and this one is called Talia. Talia is a gorgeous fruity fragrance. It is fruity floral fragrance because there's rose in this. There's raspberry at the opening, and that raspberry stays throughout the fragrance. What then sweetens it is the caramel, the brown sugar, and then some nuttiness from the almond. But there's rose and there's musk in the base. The rose and the raspberry work so well together. Great compliment getter, great performance, such a unique floral fruity scent in my collection. And the second one that I have from the house is called Casper Black. Casper Black is a boozy fragrance in my opinion. It is boozy, it is warm, it is dark. I would say it's mysterious. There's rum at the top, there's coffee, dark chocolate, caramel, brown sugar, heliotrope in the middle. So it's decadent, it's warm, it's just yummy. And then the base, there's sandalwood, there's patchouli, there's vetiver. So there is a little bit of woodiness that gives it character. I love this fragrance. Again, it's another unique one. I don't really have anything like it in my collection, but it's definitely one I pull for in the cooler months. But this one is she is definitely a summer, spring kind of girl. Or you could wear it in the cooler months and combine it. It will smell really, really nice because it's incredibly sweet. Or you could wear it on its own. Like, I've worn this to bed a few times and it's fantastic. I mean, to be honest, you can do whatever you want with your fragrances. Wear it whenever you want. This is just, in my opinion, where and when I wear my fragrances. Next up, I have only one fragrance from Guerlain, and this is Mon Guerlain. And as you can tell, I've worn this a few times, but I haven't worn her enough, that's for sure. It is, well, let me see. Where are my strips? I need to remember. Okay. Okay. Yep. Right. Okay. So, ooh, 1 second. So yeah, she is a, I would describe her as a soapy, creamy fragrance. There's lavender in this, which is quite soapy, and the vanilla in it it's creamy, so it sort of gives off that warm, clean type of feel. As it dries, there's a little bit of powderiness from what I can remember. There is bergamot as well in the opening. There's also iris in this. There's jasmine, sambac, there's rose. To be honest, I can't remember how it performs on the skin or how it transforms over time. It's just one of those fragrances that hasn't really impressed me. It's okay. It's a standard okay designer fragrance, you know. I'm not really wild, hence why I can't really remember too much. Next up, we'll talk about my Marc Jacobs fragrances, and the first one is such a cutie. And I got a sample of this. I fell in love with the fragrance and I knew I had to get it, especially when I saw the bottle. And this is Daisy Wild by Marc Jacobs. This is a fruity floral fragrance, very green, very beautiful. It reminds me of like a jungle. A jungle with some tropical fruits. You can smell it. You can smell the leaves. You can smell the rain. You can smell the fruits. It just reminds me of Amazon. Not like I've been to it, but that's what I would think it smells like. There's banana flower at the top. There's jasmine, macadamia in the middle. There's vetiver and sandalwood. But I kid you not, I really get that earthy, woody green background, and then you get some tropical, yummy, delicious fruits. as well, and I enjoy it. It's something that I picked up during the summer months, and I wore the sample. I really love it, and I knew I had to get my full size bottle, but I haven't worn this yet, like the bottle itself, but the fragrance is very nice. Another cute packaging from Marc Jacobs is Perfect Intense. I really love these, like these bottles and their cap. Mine needs a little bit of a dust, but I love the cherries. Just reminds me of Coach with some heels. Like, it's just really cute. But this is a sweet, nutty fragrance. Great floral fragrance as well. I feel like you smell elevated, you smell sophisticated. It is sweet, it's cozy. Yeah, and I enjoy it. It's another designer fragrance that is lovely, does the job. It gives you that feminine touch, it gives you a bit of nuttiness, it performs decently, and yeah, it's quite nice. This one I picked it up in 2023. Was it 23 or even 22? I don't even know. I think 22. You know, I can't remember, but I know I got this and it was a limited edition, and this is also Fresh Skies. I love the daisy packaging. This went on holiday with me to the seaside and it was fantastic. It gives me that aromatic, that ocean type of vibe, that green fresh type of vibe. It is a little bit powdery, it's a bit musky, beautiful florals, a bit citrusy. Yeah, there's violets in this, which is quite lovely. There's also cedar in the dry down. Yeah, it's a lovely fragrance. I mean, you can't get your hands on it, I don't think, but if you can, definitely get your nose on it. Who knows, you might be able to get someone selling a bottle of it. But I enjoyed this. I really like wearing this only in the spring time because it just gives me that air of freshness, you know, spring has sprung, flowers have bloomed type of vibe. And last one is Decadence. Decadence is probably one of the oldest fragrances in my collection. I'm sure that juice is proper dark. I've had this fragrance for a long time. My husband gifted it to me for one of my birthdays a long time ago, and I've just held on to it. They even restocked this after many years of people wanting it, and I think now you can get your hands on it. It is a beautiful designer fragrance. I don't have anything particularly like it. The only fragrance that reminds me of it is the one from Floral Streets, which is this guy. So Vanilla Orchid definitely reminds me of Decadence, and I've mentioned this before in one of my TikTok videos, asking people if they think it reminds them of it, but honestly it really does remind me of it. There's plum, there's saffron, there's iris in the opening, there's orris, jasmine, sandbark, and Bulgarian rose, there's vetiver, there's there are other notes anyway in the dry down, sorry, in the base, but it is a gorgeous fragrance. I can't describe it further than it's quite complex. I don't have anything spot on like it in my collection. It's one of the best designer fragrances that I have. It is long lasting, it performs really nicely, and who doesn't love the packaging? Like, it's like a little handbag at this point. It's so cute. Don't go ahead carrying, I mean, it's quite strong to be honest, but it is quite cute. I love this fragrance. Next up, we're moving into the Versace fragrances, and I have a mommy and daughter fragrance, but this is Versace Perfume Dylan Turquoise, and this fragrance has such a gorgeous guava notes. Like, it's intense, and I love it. I love it for that. I love it because I don't have anything in my collection with such a prominent guava notes, but it's perfect for summertime. I love it for summer. It's quite aquatic, it's citrusy, it's great. I mean, the performance is good. It's not great, but it is good for what it is. It is what else? well blended. Love the packaging, of course. And yeah, if you're looking for a fruity, floral, a bit aquatic type of fragrance, then definitely try this one. It does give me fresh girl vibes, and plus comes with its own mini me, which is too cute. Next up is Versace Dylan Purple. This is the newer one that I got into my collection. I actually got this one in my collection this year, and it is a bright, fresh type of scent. Some of the notes are pear, bitter orange, bergamot. There's freesia in the middle, and some other notes in the base as well. I'd say it's a floral fruity fragrance. I'd say it's got a citrus kick. I'd say it's a little bit warm as it dries down. It's a little bit spicy, a little bit aquatic. It's a perfect summer scent. I like to wear this in the summertime. Again, these Dylan perfumes by Versace, I wouldn't say that they're the greatest performing fragrances, but they are quite unique and it does hold its own. So, and I've enjoyed wearing this year, well, 2024 in the summer months. So this is a lovely option. Versace that started it all for the Dylans is Dylan Blue. This is a gorgeous scent with a beautiful apple note. Very prominent apple notes in this one. It's got Granny Smith apples. It's got blackcurrant. There's clover. There's also forget-me-not. I remember when I was in secondary school, forget-me-not was my go-to flower to draw. So I did a lot of art courses and they'd ask you to go out and get a favorite flower to draw. And my school was surrounded by forget-me-nots. I loved to draw it. So, you know, it's quite nice to see it in the notes. It just brought back some memories. But anyway, that just gives it a green, fresh feel to the fragrance as well. It also has rose in it and it also has some woody notes, but I would predominantly say this leans to be a floral fruity scent, and the apple and the black currant is quite strong in this, especially the apple. The performance of this one is actually better than the others, and you will get compliments. I do wear this to work as well, and I wear it during the spring and summer times. I really do like this fragrance. Next up is Versace Eros Perfume. Now, I purchased mine after watching the Amanda Marie. She had a bigger style bottle and she was talking about how it looks like a medallion, and I was mesmerized by the packaging of this. And then when she went ahead to talk about the notes and how it smelled, I knew I had to get it. This is a burst of citrus goodness, and I love citrus notes. It's very clean. It smells quite luxurious. It's lovely, feminine, powdery, floral feel. I love to wear this in the springtime just because it's got that zingy freshness when you spray it. Some of my standout notes, it's got Sicilian lemon, which does have some sweetness to it. It does have lemon blossom in the middle. There is jasmine, sambac, there's peony. It has musk, it has sandalwood, it has some woody notes. So you do get a little bit of woodiness and you do get a little bit of fresh, spicy note, which normally comes from lemon in my opinion. So it is quite a well-balanced fragrance, plus the packaging is just everything. You've got Medusa's head, I believe that's what that is, and right there as well. I don't know, it's just, yeah, it reminds me of like an enchanted medallion. Such a lovely fragrance. Next up is Crystal Noir EDT. So this is the Eau de Toilette. This one is a great lasting power fragrance, especially for an EDT. Like, I'm just highly confused as to how they managed to get this fragrance to last so well. It has a beautiful creamy coconut note in it. It's tropical. It smells amazing and it's clean. It's a lovely formulated fragrance, a little bit spicy as well when you spray it, and a little bit warm, a little bit woody. But if anything, I'm more blown away by the longevity and the central of this fragrance. Is really, really well formulated. Of course, I love it so much that I got it in the 90 ml bottle. Next up is Coco Mademoiselle by Chanel. She needs no introduction. She's a sophisticated, classy fragrance. One of the top designer fragrances that I recommend that every woman should try. She has stood the test of time and just one that just exudes excellence. Next up is Chanel Gabrielle, and I quite like this one. It's a floral fragrance. I know some people don't like it, some people love it. I'm one of those people that love this fragrance. It's another sophisticated, elegant, special occasion. You will be noticed, you will get compliments, it's long lasting. I actually think that it's a good signature scent worthy fragrance just because it's warm enough to wear in the cooler months, but also bright and sophisticated enough to wear in the hot months as well. So I love this one, and I personally like to wear it when I want to catch attention or when I'm sort of in the directing role of whatever it is I'm going to do. So like main character energy. Yeah, she definitely gives me main character energy. Next up is another favorite designer fragrance. This is from Cartier, and this is La Panther. I adore this fragrance. It's a beautiful floral fragrance, very, very elegant, very sophisticated. This thing always pulls compliments. I always get the, "Ooh, what are you wearing? That smells amazing" questions from people. It is incredibly long lasting. It's bold, it's unique, it's fun, it's classy. Like you can literally wear it for any occasion and it will stand out. Such an amazing scent. There is actually rhubarb in this one, but I feel like the rhubarb complements the other notes, like the other fruity notes. There's strawberry, there's bergamot, there's some dried fruits in this. There's also rose in the middle, and there's oak moss and a bit of leather in the base. But nonetheless, it's just the formulation is quite complex, and I love it for that. Yeah, it's amazing. Definitely get your nose on it if you can. Next up, I've got two Angel fragrances, and this one is Angel Nova. I adore this package. I adore the Angel fragrances personally. I quite like it, and I especially love this one because it is a beautiful floral fragrance. It's quite fruity as well, but sort of like your citrus type of fruits. It's long lasting, great scent trail. The dry down is lovely. It just reminds you of like a young girl out with her friends having fun, and it also has an air of seriousness. So if you wanted to wear this during the summer months for like a business meeting, you carry yourself quite elegantly without being too serious. I quite like this for that. There's raspberry and lychee at the top, and then you've got Damascus rose in the middle, and then woody notes, and there's benzoin as well. So this definitely gives me that fruity floral. The rose is lovely. It's a sweet fragrance. It's woody. It's spicy. Yeah, I love it. I love it. It's really good. Next up from Mugler is Alien Goddess, and this is just the standard Alien Goddess, and this is a beautiful vanilla fragrance, slightly powdery. It's a warm fragrance. It's quite unique. It's definitely different from the Alien DNA. I find that the fragrances that come in this type of packaging don't really take on the Mugler, DNA, which I love it for that. So the performance is quite good as well. Longevity is good. When I first got it, I wasn't sure if I liked this fragrance, but I've had to wear it a few times to see how well I like it, not combine it with anything, just so that the fragrance can stand out. And I really like how powdery it is. I love the vanilla. It also has coconut in it, so coconut water, and I feel like that combines really well with the vanilla. There's also a citrus kick at the opening with the bergamot. So altogether, like, it's got my favorite notes. There's no reason why I wouldn't like it, but for some reason it just wasn't translating as well on my skin and my nose initially. But over time, as I've worn it, like you can see, that's where it is. I've grown to love it. I've grown to appreciate how it translates on my skin, and it is one that I like to wear in the summer months now. Next up, the only Jimmy Choo fragrance that I have. This is Jimmy Choo I Want You Forever, and this is a floral fruity gourmand fragrance. It's probably the only Jimmy Choo that I've come to like. I've tried the original, the one that most people like, but it translates as quite soapy and not in a good way, not in a fresh way. It just smells like detergent on my skin. But I love this one because it is very feminine, it's very fruity, it's very sweet. It's perfect for like your second date, a little bit flirty but not too much. Gorgeous vanilla in there. I love the lasting power of it as well. Great performance, and it does have a bit of nuttiness to it, and it does have some warmth in the dry down. So all in all, this is a really nice fragrance. Another signature scent worthy if you wanted to be honest, because you could wear it at any time of the year, so any season. But personally, I like to keep it for evening time. I like to keep it for date night. Like I said, it would be a nice second date type of flirty fragrance. Next up, I've got Miral from Martin. They are a Middle Eastern house. Just check out this packaging. I do have a review of this on my Instagram. It's absolutely amazing. They have sent me another one which my husband wears, and I absolutely adore that one. But this one for me is it's a warm fragrance, warm floral fruity fragrance is how I describe it. So the top notes, there's pear, plum, mandarin orange. Middle, there's jasmine, orange blossom. Base, there's jasmine, tonka bean, and ambergris. Now I really like this because of how it transforms. It sort of kicks off like a fruity fragrance, then the white florals come in with the sweetness of the white florals, then it becomes quite warm, and then it has a gorgeous vanilla kick to it towards the end. It translates and takes its time to evolve, which is another reason why I quite like it. It's quite the lasting power is really good. It's delicate, it's still very feminine, and I adore it. People, which I don't agree. They say that it reminds them of the original Lib. They say it reminds them of the original Lib. I don't agree because I don't see the soapiness. There's no soapiness in this. And to be honest, the Lib line for me has that underlining soapiness to the fragrance, which this one doesn't give. Anyway, that's what Fragrantica says. I don't agree. I think this is a gorgeous standalone fragrance, and the packaging is just... it's adorable. Next up, I have 3 fragrances from Bon Perfumer. The first one is 304 cumin, cedar, what's this? Cumin, fleur, the amandia, and cedar. Is what's on there. I'm really sorry if I've butchered it, but that's what this is. And essentially it's a spicy fragrance. This is a fresh, it's nutty, it's woody, it's a little bit fruity type of fragrance. There is ginger, there's cumin at the opening, there's almond in the middle, there's cedar in the base. Simple formulation, gorgeous fragrance. I like to wear it during the summer months. I love it. It's great summer fresh scent in my opinion, with a bit of spice. I only got it in 2024, so I've only worn it for one summer, but I've enjoyed it. The performance is really good as well, and I really love the Bon Perfumer line. There really isn't any I've sampled that I don't particularly like, and this one is one that I really like. I also like 101, I believe it's called. I don't have that one in my collection, but if I get the chance, I will definitely be getting that one. I also like 501. Is it 501? Yes. I like 501. 501 is the one with praline and the one with licorice, I think, and I quite like that one too. The one that I got in 2024 is 603, and this one is another warm, spicy with a bit of lemon in the opening. It's a bit nutty, it's a bit green, it's a little bit musky. Beautiful formulation. Again, lasting power is amazing. Take some time to translate and transform. It's easy to wear, it's sensual, it blends really well. I love it. And again, this is something that I wear in the cooler months just because of the spiciness of it. It's so good that my husband has one as well, because it translates really well on me and also translates really well on him. And then the last one that I got towards the end of the year is 502 Iris Cartagena. And yeah, it's dark, it's woody, it's delicious. There's cacao, there's rum. The first thing I'd say is when you spray this, it might not immediately give you wow. No, not wow. It might initially confuse you, because I know it confused me, and it's because I'd sprayed so many fragrances and it just was discombobulating me. But I took my time to wear this on its own, and boy was I blown away. This is a deep fragrance. There is cacao, there's rum in the opening, so it's a little bit boozy, it's decadent, it's just gourmand, but a different type of gourmand. There's vanilla in it, there's sandalwood, there's coffee, there's sugarcane, there's cedar. It does take some time to evolve, which I really love. It takes you on a journey. So you get a bit of woodiness, you get some spiciness, there's a little bit of powderiness. It's sweet, you've got the vanilla in there, you've got the coffee kick. It's just a uniquely blended fragrance that I don't have anything like it in my collection. Plus the lasting power is amazing. So they did a fantastic job with this one. It really knocked it out of the park. Next up, I have 3 fragrances from Lumira. Lumira is a niche fragrance house, and they're based in Australia, and they sent me 3 fragrances which I did review on my Instagram. This one is called Cuban Tobacco, and it's, again, what I really love about these fragrances is the simple formulation. So this one is spicy, it's woody, you get what you get. Gorgeous floral fragrance. There's cardamom, clove, tangerine. You've got some floral notes. There's vanilla, there's musk, there's tobacco. It's very rich, it's earthy. Performance is about average, sillage is about average, but other than that, it's cozy. It's exactly as you'd expect a Cuban tobacco fragrance to smell. Next one is Arabian Oud, and Arabian Oud has rose, it has oud, obviously, it has woody notes in it. It does have a sweet incense, citrusy opening is probably the best way I can describe it. There's rose, there's some floral notes, there's woody notes, there's oud, like I said, there's musk as well. So as it transforms, you get that earthiness. Yeah, you get the rose mixed in with the oud is chef's kiss. You do get that citrus note, you get some flowery essence, and yeah, it translates really well. The performance on this one is really nice. To be honest, I quite like these fragrances from Lumira, and I feel like they are understated fragrances, slept on. People do need to know of them and try them out themselves. And then I have Soleil du Maroc, and this is a citrus spicy fragrance. You know, there's a lot of citrus, which I love, so I love to wear this in springtime. But yeah, and it does have vanilla in the dry down, so there's a little bit of warmth, and there's also a bit of oud that runs through the fragrance. Not too much. I think the standout essence of this fragrance is a spicy, fresh spicy with a creamy dry down type of fragrance. I love this one. It's really nice. Next up, I have a few fragrances from Floral Street, so we're just gonna whiz through them, to be honest. So the first one is Vanilla Orchid from Floral Street. This is probably my favorite out of the 4 fragrances that I do have from this line, and I've bought this a few times, I think twice now in my collection. And like I said, it reminds me of Marc Jacobs Decadence. Really nice vanilla fragrance. Then I have Sweet Almond Blossom, which looks like this. Another lovely fragrance. And then I have, oh, this one is very girly, very feminine. This one is Wonderland Peony, which I really love this one. It's very, very feminine, very soft in my opinion. And then the last one that I have, I believe this one has, rhubarb. So this is Electric Rhubarb. And I know I said I don't really like rhubarb, but there's just something about this. I'm going to spray a bit, remember. Yeah, it just has that citrus balance to the rhubarb, so it's not sickening. Because rhubarb for me is just too much, but this is well balanced, so I quite like this one. And the last set of fragrances I have from this shelf are my Valentino fragrances, which I'm hoping to add 1 or 2 more in 2025. But this is the first one. This is the Valentino Coral Fantasy. And I really like this one. This was a Mother's Day gift from my people. And this is a beautiful floral fruity elegant fragrance. Great for summer. Tropical. Very pretty. Very fun. Yeah, well blended, good performance. There's kiwi in this one, which is quite nice. And then there's Brazilian orange. There's also rose. There's Indian jasmine. So yeah, I really like this one. Another one, I feel like it's slept on. And then the classic of all classics is the Donna Born in Roma. Every girl and her mama and her auntie and her grandmother loves this fragrance, and I'm one of those girls. This is a gorgeous, pretty girl fragrance. It's very elegant, it's sophisticated, it's feminine, great quality, great design, great performance, great sillage, will get you compliments, perfect. Take your girlfriend to mama type of fragrance, because your mama will fall in love with her. Lovely, lovely fragrance. It has blackcurrant, there's pink pepper, there's bergamot. It also has vanilla. So for me, it's a warm, creamy, fruity, slightly spicy fragrance. Gorgeous white floral. Very, very feminine. And then you have the Intense, which is the take your bad girl to I'm kidding. This is the Intense one, which is warmer. The vanilla is slightly stronger in this one. I think it is a gorgeous white floral, beautiful powdery notes, very, very intoxicating. Yeah, I feel like it's definitely creamier than Donna Born in Roma. I feel like it does have a tropical kick to it. The formulation of this one is very, very simple. There's vanilla, amber, jasmine, benzoin. That's about it. But it packs a punch, and I feel like it translates over time. It's quite a unique fragrance in my opinion. The one that I really want to add next is the green one. I want to add that one, and if I can, I want to add the gold and probably the pink one, just because I've smelt them in store and I love them. I have a sample of the green one, which I'm currently wearing, and I absolutely adore it. Okay, and then the last one from this shelf from Valentino is Valentino, what is this called again? Oh, Valentino Voce Viva Intense. So Valentino Voce Viva Intensa, lovely spikes around the top, so it does have the whole spike essence, you know, going through, but I love that. Beautiful citrus fragrance. I love to wear this in the spring summer months. It's creamy, great projection, long lasting, delicious is the right word. There is bergamot, there's mandarin orange, there's also vanilla, there's jasmine, there's orange blossom. I love it. Simple formulation, but smells incredibly feminine, very fun, and performs really well for the summer months. Okay guys, now we're going to do this second layer of my designer fragrances, and I'm just going to start from that way all the way down here, starting with my Giorgio Armani fragrances. This is Armani My Way. and I really do like the My Way line. To be fair, there isn't a My Way that I don't like, and this one is the My Way original, and this is in the 15 ml. This is a beautiful, fresh, feminine fragrance. It's quite bright, great formulation, lovely white floral fragrance with some citrus to it, gorgeous dry down with the vanilla. And it's not vanilla dry down that is overpowering, it's kind of soft as it dries down, but the white floral and the citrus note stays pretty prominent. I also like the fact that the My Way range has a DNA that you can tell throughout all the fragrances. So this one is really nice. Plus it has tuberose, which I believe they all do. Don't quote me, but I know tuberose is a prominent note in My Way Intense, and also the My Way EDP, which I also really like. Not My Way EDP, the My Way Perfume. This is the EDP. Okay. Next up is My Way Floral, and I have to admit this wasn't love at first sniff. I first tried this in Sephora, but like you do, you go into Sephora, you spray a bunch of fragrances, and then somehow it just smells off. When I sprayed this one, it smelled a little off and it didn't last as long from what I could recall. But then I got a sample of it, from one of the fragrances that I purchased from Look Fantastic, and I wore it and I fell immediately in love with this fragrance. This is, another beautiful white floral. Again, it still has that DNA of the My Way fragrance line. There's tuberose in this. There is sweetness at the opening, but a slight bitterness, that comes in. There's a lovely musky dry down infused with vanilla. It's very delicate in my opinion, very simple, classy formulation, sweet, fresh, creamy in the dry down. Great performance for what it is. It's a beautiful floral scent, something that I like to wear in the spring and summertime. It does make me feel very, very beautiful and quite delicate, so I like this. And the third My Way I have is the Perfume. I did have the Intense, but I believe I finished that in 2023 and I just haven't repurchased another one. So I will repurchase another one of the Perfume because of the Intense, because it is my favorite from the My Way line, but I still love these ones. Again, another gorgeous white floral with a bit of citrus sweetness at the opening. It does have tuberose like the other ones, but it also has iris and it also has cedar in the dry down. So there's iris in the middle, cedar in the dry down. It has that DNA. It's feminine, it's romantic, it's sweet, it's captivating, it's sensual, and it is quite long lasting. Out of all of the ones that I currently have, I would say Intense is probably the most long lasting out of all of the My Ways that I've tried. But altogether, they are all unique in their own way, though they have an underlining similarity in the DNA. They all stand out as unique fragrances, which is one of the reasons why I really love this line from Giorgio Armani. Okay, I have a few Sea fragrances. So this one is Sea Intense. This one was released either in 2020 or 2021. I can't really remember now. But this is the one that has that beautiful syrupy opening. Yeah, it does have Turkish rose, there's benzoin, there's patchouli, there's davana in this fragrance. It's very long lasting, not quite. It's kind of deep, it translates, it evolves quite nicely. It's dense, it's juicy, it's intoxicating. I really, really adore this fragrance. It makes me feel very warm, very secure. It's quite fruity, has a presence to it. I love the color of the juice. I love to wear this in the colder months because I just feel like it performs a lot nicer, and it combines really well with several other fragrances that I have. This is a really, really nice fragrance, and I know that a lot of people haven't tried this one. I recommend it if you haven't tried it. I've had mine for a little while now, and it's just something about it that just draws me to it every autumn winter month. Next I have Sea Passion, and again this is another floral fruity type of fragrance. It is very elegant. These ones also, I'd say they have kind of like an underlining DNA. You can tell that they're from a similar family. This one is very juicy, it's very aromatic, it's sweet, it's elegant, it's sexy. I love to wear it for date night. I love to wear it to go out. It's intense but still very delicate. It has beautiful fruity and spicy notes. You also got some citrus to it at the opening. There's rose and there is a really sweet pineapple scent. Yeah, there's a really sweet juicy pineapple scent that gives it that gorgeous fruitiness. And then there's vanilla and there's patchouli, amberwood, and there's so many other notes in this fragrance. But all in all, the performance of this is really nice. And it does have others, like there is the intense version, there's an eclat version, there's so many of it. But this one for me is the classic, is the OG. It's good. Excuse me, it's gorgeous, it's lovely, and I definitely recommend it. Next up I have Sea Fiori, which is discontinued, unfortunately. So I'll put it out there. If you can find yourself a bottle, cup it. Like literally, I don't know why Giorgio Armani discontinued this one. I'm hoping they want to reformulate it for the better because it's an already solid fragrance, but they discontinued it. All the same, it's a lovely floral fragrance. This one is probably the most delicate one out of them. It's quite sensual, it's elegant, it's sophisticated, long-lasting, gorgeous floral fragrance. It has blackcurrant, it has blackcurrant, it has mandarin. In the opening, there's neroli, rose, patchouli, oak musk, and it has that lovely musky vanilla base. And yeah, I've been careful with using my bottle because I would really love a backup of this fragrance. It's just one of those spring, summertime fragrances that makes me feel elegant. It makes me feel sophisticated and cozy and sweet all at the same time. So if you can find a bottle of this, definitely grab it. The last one that I have from the Sea range is Just Sea by Giorgio Armani. This is a gorgeous woody vanilla. Why am I burping so much? I apologize. This is a gorgeous fruity vanilla type of fragrance. I love this fragrance. I intensely love this fragrance. It's classic. It's great for the cooler months. It lasts a long time. It's just a compliment getter. It has beautiful notes, simple classic notes, but works so well. There's cassis at the top, there's rose, freesia in the middle, there's vanilla, patchouli, woody notes, and abroxan in the dry down. And if you don't know what abroxan is, abroxan kind of gives you that musky smell, a little warmer, but it's mostly a musky animalic smell. And like I said, they all have that DNA, which you can tell they come from the same line, but this one just stands out. This one is a classic, solid classic fragrance, and I really enjoy wearing it. It always gets me compliments, and like I said, it performs really well, and I always look forward to wearing it in the cooler months as well. Next up is Because It's You by Emperor Armani. This is, I think, the last Armani fragrance that I have in my collection, so you can say I saved the best for last in my opinion. This is the most beautiful citrus fragrance I have ever come across personally. It's a gorgeous, sweet, a little bit tart, fruity fragrance, and I love it. It's floral. It's performs really well. It's great for all seasons. I like to wear it whenever and however. It has raspberry, lemon, neroli at the opening, so you can imagine how tart it is and how then it becomes a little bit sweet. And then there's rose in the middle, and then you've got vanilla, you've got musk, and you've got amberwood in the base. For me, this translates really nicely. You do get a slight powderiness to it, but mostly it's a citrusy, sweet fragrance with a vanilla dry down. The vanilla is not over the top. Like, you're not gonna smell it and go, oh, this is a vanilla fragrance. You're gonna smell it and go, this is a citrusy raspberry type of fragrance, and I love it for that. It smells fresh, in my opinion. It smells delicious. I always get the "what are you wearing" questions whenever I wear this fragrance, and I really do need to use my fragrances, because I always feel like fragrances that get me compliments, if I wear it a lot and I get compliments and I can see the bottle going down, I stop wearing it. I stop wearing it because I don't want it to finish, and it's ridiculous, especially as I can pick this one up again. So I do want to use my fragrances more, but I highly recommend this one. So we're going to JPG fragrances next, and I do want to say that I have 2 JPG fragrances that have finished now, and I have the empty bottles for. So what I do want to do after this series is to go through my empties and talk to you about them, my experience of those fragrances. So I'll mention them in this collection so you know, because I know a few of you know me for those fragrances, and I don't want you to feel like I took them out of my collection. No, it's because it's finished and I just haven't repurchased another one. The first one is So Scandal, which, if you know, you know, it is my go-to date night, nighttime, you know, wifey type of fragrance, if you know what I mean. And also La Belle. La Belle is another gorgeous fragrance from JPG. I love to wear her, and she's completely finished, but I really want to use the intense version before I purchase another one from JPG. Because of that, I only have 2 JPG fragrances in my collection. The first one is Scandal Absolute, and of course, you know, I love these fragrances from JPG. I've also done a review of this fragrance here on my YouTube channel, so I will link that in the description box below, so go check out that video. But what I can say is I absolutely adore this fragrance. It's a gorgeous floral fragrance, very beautiful, lovely release from JPG in 2024. It does have a very prominent tuberose note to it, so if you don't like tuberose, you're probably not gonna like this one. But other than that, definitely go check out that video so you can find out a little bit more about this one. Next up, I have La Belle Les Perfumes from JPG, and this definitely does have the DNA and smells similar, of course, to La Belle, but I will say that this one is a little deeper and a little warmer. It's sweet, it's feminine, it's very sensual, very sexy, it's well blended, very winter, date night friendly. You want to get you some type of fragrance, it will do the job. It has a very prominent pear note, just like La Belle, and it does have tonka bean for a bit of nuttiness, and it has that gorgeous vanilla in the dry down. You also have the benefit of the sweetness that comes from jasmine. So all in all, it is a gorgeous, very, very feminine fragrance. I've always loved these bottles, and I'm definitely looking to try more of the fragrances from JPG, because every single one that I've tried has been a hit for me. Alright, I unboxed this one in I believe part 2 of my video, so go check it out. But I haven't really worn this yet, so this is just to show you she's here. And this is Ultimate Aphrodisiac by Vivamore Perfumes. Next up is Nina Ricci L'Extase or L'Extase. This is another discontinued fragrance, sadly, and it is such an amazing, cool, It's such an amazing fragrance, perfect for the cool months, perfect for the winter months. It's sweet, it's fruity, it's warm. It's a gorgeous floral fragrance. I love how spicy but sweet it is. It's very feminine, it's very elegant, it's very sexy. It has so many notes, but they are so well blended. It has rose, it has white florals, it has pink pepper, it has peach and pear, it has caramel, vanilla, and the list goes on and on. It was one of the fragrances that was formulated by MFK. So MFK is the one that created Baccarat Rouge, Grand Soir, Oud Satin Mood, that designer. And this fragrance lives up to every reputation of that perfumer. This is such a nice fragrance, and if I could get backups of it, I probably will. But they're so hard to find now. I even found mine on Amazon a couple of years back and I snapped it up. So I'm hoping I could find another one somehow, somewhere, because this is such an amazing fragrance. Next up, I have a few Gucci fragrances to show you guys. First up is Gucci Intense Oud, and I love the packaging and how weighty this fragrance is. It is a powerhouse of a fragrance. It has oud, it's warm, it's got leather, it's spicy, it's incensey, it's smoky. It's so fabulous. It's great for men, it's great for women. I feel like it translates really well on me. It's a attractive fragrance. You will get the questions, you get the compliments. I feel like the oud was integrated into this really nicely. There's obviously saffron, of course, and there's rose with the oud, translates really well, but I wouldn't say it's your typical rose and oud fragrance. I think because there's a bit of smokiness and there's a bit of sweetness that's sort of sprinkled in this fragrance, and then you've got extra depth from the leather. It just takes some time to translate a little bit more and makes it more intense and more complex than your usual rose and oud fragrances. But this is so good. This is so good. But you must love to wear powerful fragrances that will command attention, because this is the type of fragrance that could wear you if you don't wear the fragrance. So, but I love her. Next up, this is one that I picked up in 2024, and this is Flora Gorgeous Orchid by Gucci. And listen, I've tried a few of the Gucci fragrances that come in this style of packaging and I just don't like them. But you see this one, one of the creators on Instagram recommended that I get my nose on this. She reviewed it. She talked about how it has a gorgeous vanilla notes and it smelled really, really nice, translates really well. I was like, okay, bet, I will go and try it, and I bought it immediately. Went into Sephora, tried it, and I just had to purchase it. I went on to Notino, of course. I didn't buy it from Sephora. Who do you think I am? Think I have money like that? Nah. I had to buy from Notino when they were doing a lovely discount, which was actually around the same time I went to sample it, so I was lucky. But this is a beautiful floral vanilla fragrance. It's powdery, it's sweet, the vanilla is creamy, it's sophisticated, it's well formulated, well balanced, good performance. I adore it. She is so good. Oh, so good. It's fluffy, it's sweet, it's such a good fragrance. I recommend that everyone gets their nose on it. I got it a little later than the summer months, so I am looking forward to wearing it in the summer months in 25. But this to me is so well done. Lastly, from Gucci, I have Gucci Guilty Perfume. I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't really remember what this fragrance smells like. I know there was a period I was wearing it a lot, but I don't really remember, other than it's a beautiful floral fragrance. Clearly the dent says it all. I'm trying to remember by smelling it, but honestly nothing jumps out to me other than it's slightly powdery, it's soft, it's citrusy, it smells a little fresh, and yeah, it has a violet note in it which for me, just gives off this extra powdery, airy type of smell to it, but still having the DNA of the Gucci fragrances. So yeah, that's about it. Right. Next, I have my Dolce & Gabbana fragrances, and the first one is Devotion. This one is one I'm definitely gonna finish, and I'm probably going to buy a bigger bottle because I absolutely adore this fragrance. Aside from the beautiful emblem, this is such a lovely vanilla candied lemon fragrance. So sweet, so boozy. I adore the formulation of this, and clearly you can see that I've enjoyed wearing it. So that is it. That is the message. Get it. It's delicious. It smells amazing. Just think of Lyra with a bit of booziness, but slightly sweeter. Yeah, definitely slightly sweeter with a bit of booziness. Just think about that and let that sit in your mind. And yeah, it's a no-brainer. Beautiful fragrance. Next up is The Only One, and I'd probably say this is one of the most repurchased fragrances in my collection. I can't count in my lifetime how many I've purchased now, because at one point this was my signature scent and it was all I was wearing. It was literally all I was talking about on TikTok. But you know, you grow, you try out other fragrances, but you always have your love in the collection, one that always gets you together. You know, when you're overwhelmed or when your fragrances are judging you, this one will never judge you. So this is a beautiful caramel vanilla fragrance. I love how jammy, thick, syrupy this sort of smells. It's sexy, it's seductive, beautiful longevity, beautiful performance. It's smooth, well blended. This is another one that has a variety of notes. Some of them are prominent, some of them are not, because of how well blended it is. But what I will tell you, that the caramel in this is quite prominent, and it is a sweet scent. You do get a hint of powderiness, you do get a hint of bitterness from like coffee. It's a little bit spicy, it's definitely woody, it's definitely warm, and it's just well blended, and one that I will always recommend as a staple signature scent fragrance if you're looking for. And because I bought The Only One, I knew I had to get the intense version. I don't love it as much as I love the EDP, although it is a really nice fragrance nonetheless. It's a gorgeous fragrance. Smells nothing like The Only One in my opinion. This one is woody. It's floral woody fragrance, and it does have a coconut note in it, which is quite prominent. It's elegant, you know, it's long lasting, it's creamy, it's decadent, and I would say it probably leans closer to the Versace fragrance, Crystal Noir, maybe because of the coconut notes. But all in all, it is a lovely fragrance. It's just not one that immediately comes to mind anytime I'm looking for a fragrance to wear. Tell me you're looking for a marshmallow fragrance and I'll tell you to go and get this one. This is Dolce & Gabbana Perfume. This is another fragrance that is an immediate yes. It's one that I've repurchased a few times. I started off with the smaller size 50 ml, and then I scaled up to this one, and I've purchased another 100 ml on top of this. So this is the newest 100 ml that I've purchased. Because it's so inexpensive, it's just something that I like to have in my collection. I personally like to wear it within the house, or I like to wear it to bed, because it just gives me that kind of comforting type of smell. It's fluffy, it's fruity, it's sweet, it's feminine, it smells delicate. It's long lasting on the skin, maybe because I wear it to bed, but nonetheless, because I wear it at home, for me it's just comforting, it's long lasting, it's a gourmand lover's dream without being cloying or without being overly sweet. It has raspberry, neroli, mandarin orange at the opening. You've got orange blossom, jasmine in the middle, then that beautiful marshmallow note with vanilla, sandalwood and heliotrope. gorgeous formulation, well blended. I definitely recommend you get your nose on. And I had to get her sister the intense version, and it also has a marshmallow note. It also has neroli, but it also has tuberose. So, and the tuberose in this is quite prominent. So for me, it's addictive. It's the same as the Perfume. It's sweet. It's soft. I like to wear this one at night as well. I like to wear it to bed, but I also like to wear it during the day. It's a gorgeous white floral. Like I said, the tuberose note is quite prominent. You can see from the bottle. I just have this habit that once I've used the fragrance so much and it starts getting a dent, I like to stop, but I need to stop doing that. This is another great bedtime, you know, come and get me type of fragrance, and I like to wear her. Next up, we're going to do my Paco Rabanne fragrances, and I don't have a lot of them. But to start off with, we're going to do Paco Rabanne Lady Million. I feel like Lady Million isn't spoken about well enough. I have had her in my collection for a while, to be honest, and it's probably one of the fragrances that judges me. I didn't spray this throughout 2024. I'm not even going to lie to you. I'm not even going to stay here and say this is a must-have fragrance. It's a lovely fragrance, but not one that I reached for once in 2024. Shame on me. But nonetheless, it is a gorgeous floral fruity fragrance. It's a classic. It has a beautiful honey note in there, and it's fresh, it's sweet, it's well blended, it's delicious. Opens up with a gorgeous lemon and neroli, and it has jasmine for that beautiful white floral. Also has gardenia, and then the base there's that gorgeous honey with patchouli and amber, and it just gives me a citrus, sweet, white floral, aromatic feel to it, and it's something that I would say would work really nicely in the spring summer months, and it's just altogether really, really gorgeous. I don't know why I didn't wear it throughout 2024, but I will definitely be wearing it in 25. Plus the packaging is so cute. So cute. This is the 50 ml, I believe. Yeah, this is the 50 ml bottle, and it's just like a gold block. Very nice. Next up, one of my favorite designer fragrances is Paco Rabanne Fame. So this is Rabanne Fame, if you like. For the longest time, I said this was an owl in a dress, but I know the internet is such a horrible place. The internet corrected me and said it's a robot lady in a dress, but I thought it was an owl. Anyway, I digress. I know some people do not like the bottle, but I find the bottle to be quite enchanting and very, very cute. As you know, the doopy-doopy-doo of this is the Lattafa Taus, which is one of the fragrances that I do love. So if you're looking for an alternative, but the original is gorgeous. It's tropical, vanilla, sweet, fruity, white floral, very, very holiday-esque type of fragrance. As a matter of fact, I picked it up on holiday because I was feeling the vibe. It's smooth, it's fluffy, it's tropical, beautiful vanilla base. I enjoy this fragrance, and yeah, I do want to try a bit some of the others. I want to try the intense version, but all the same, this is a really, really nice tropical-esque fragrance. Performance isn't the best though, I will say that, but other than that, it's a lovely fragrance. Next up is Olympia Legend, and I know this is getting a little bit difficult to find, but this is a salty vanilla. It's probably the only salty vanilla I have in my collection where the salt is quite prominent. It's syrupy, there's a gorgeous plum note in this one. It's sweet, it has apricot, it does have sea salt, like I said, it has some floral notes. It has a vanilla dried down with a bit of nuttiness from the tonka bean. It's very, very unique. Great central, great performance. And like I said, I don't have anything like it in my collection, and if you can get your nose on it, I definitely recommend. I would say don't blind buy unless you like salty fragrances, but that being said, I blind bought this, and this is the second bottle. This is the second bottle. I finished a lot of fragrances in 2023, and yeah, this was one I repurchased in 24, and yeah, I love her. Okay, now we're moving on to my Lancome fragrances, and the first one is Lancome Les Nuits Trésor, and this is a floral, fruity, very, very gourmand fragrance. I like to wear it for sexy time, if you like, for bedtime. I like to wear it for all of those times. It is a seductive, sexy fragrance. It's sweet, it's rich, it's well blended, very, very nice. There is a little bit of citrus sharpness to it. There's raspberry, lychee, bergamot at the opening, so you can imagine. There's a gorgeous rose note. There's also a creamy dry down with some sweetness to it. So there's vanilla in the dry down. It gives me a very sweet, tropical-esque, yeah, tropical-esque type of fragrance. It's creamy. It's very, very enjoyable, very romantic in my opinion. Great performance as well, and yeah, I enjoy it. I normally store mine like this now, but there was a long time when I stored mine like this. People used to wonder why I stored it upside down, because it just sat really well. And I know someone said it obviously it will ruin the cap over a period of time, but like you can see, my cap is fine, and I was storing it like that for a really, really long time. So yeah, but because I've got space, I just store it like this. But for the longest time, because I didn't have any space, she was like that, and she was completely fine. Completely fine. Next up is the infamous Oud Bouquet. Oud Bouquet. Everybody at one time wanted to get their hands on this fragrance, me included. And I finally got her on such an amazing deal on Harvey Nichols. Do not sleep on those department stores. Like, save them to wish list, and you will see sometimes there's some odd discounts that just happen. This is the quintessential, the original, in my opinion, rose oud combination. Beautiful balance. This has rose, it has oud, it has praline, it has vanilla, it has guaiac wood. It's so well formulated, great for the cold months, well balanced, cozy, warm. Longevity is insane. Sillage is insane. This will get you compliments and then some. I love it so much. You don't need to spray a lot. You only need a little bit, and this will last ages. So this is another one I would probably repurchase if I ever finish the bottle, because I just feel like the refinement on it is nothing like I have in my collection. There are a few dupes. I'd probably say Shagaf Oud is probably the closest because of that praline, and then maybe the Oud Mood by Lattafa might be a second closest. But honestly, this is in a different league of its own. I feel like it's so well formulated. And the last Lancome fragrance is Intense Idol, and I love the Idol fragrance so much. I wanted to try the Intense, but to be honest, I think I prefer the Idol fragrance more. I probably finished that bottle in a matter of months. It was addictive because it was so slim. I could fit it in my bag. So I just thought that this one would be the exact same thing, but more intense. To be honest, I just prefer the normal Idol. It is a gorgeous fragrance, don't get me wrong. It's sophisticated, it's elegant, it's classy. It's a cozy, rosy scent. It's beautiful. Formulation is insane. Beautiful white florals, beautiful vanilla, warm, woody, dry down, and it is something that I do enjoy. I just prefer the Idol. Plus, mine didn't even come with a stand, so I find it difficult to display mine. I literally have to lean it towards the side of my bookcase, and it's just really annoying. Like, the packaging is annoying. Next up, let's do my Carolina Herrera fragrances. And the first one is, of course, Good Girl. We're not going to talk about Good Girl too much because everybody knows about Good Girl. It doesn't even want to focus. Come on, Good Girl. Come on, focus. She is not focusing. There we go. So we're not even going to talk about Good Girl too much. If you know, you know. It is a beautiful, addictive, date night type of floral fragrance. It's sweet, high quality. Every brand, every Middle Eastern, French fragrance brand has duped, inspired. There are so many options out there if you don't want to purchase this one. But I always still come back to the original because it's so well formulated. And she is that girl. She's just that classic beauty. Next up is probably the most unique fragrance in my collection. I am the only person I know who has this fragrance, and I purchased this in Europe, and I was told when I purchased it, at the time I didn't believe them, but I was told that it wasn't going to be launched in the UK, and I could not find this in the UK when I got back. And I still cannot find it. Even when I search online and I'm trying to find purchases, I only see it in euros, like from people selling. But honestly, this is definitely one that's hard to find, and because of it I've just been careful using it. I've had it for years, and I mean at least 4 years now at this point, and I just do not want to finish it up. It is a party in a bottle, literally. It has simple notes. You've got lychee, raspberry and liquor, so you get that boozy party feel in the opening with a bit of tartness. Then there's sea notes, which again just gives you that salty aquatic feel. There's a white floral, there's jasmine, there's musk, there's sandalwood, there's woody notes. You get fruity, you get musky, you get sweet, you get boozy, you get tropical. It's a holiday party in a bottle, and if I can literally find more of this, I would buy it because it's such a great summer scent. Such a beautiful take me on holiday fragrance. Next up is 212 Sexy, and this is probably another one of my oldest fragrances. Not particularly this bottle, but the fragrance itself. I've repurchased it so many times. This was my uni scent. I used to wear this to uni only because the packaging was so easy. I could just pop this in my bag and I was good to go. I really loved it for that. And as a uni student with limited funds, this literally lasted me a long time because the performance was great, and not a lot of people had it because it was quite expensive at the time. The longevity of this as well is insane. Spray it on your clothes and it will last forever. It's not loud, it's not overpowering, but people will smell you, people will know it's you. Great signature scent worthy fragrance. It's soft, it's sensual, lovely scent, so many notes, well formulated, well blended. It does have vanilla, it does have violet in it. You get a bit of powderiness, you get sweet, you get caramel, vanilla, citrus, white floral. It just blends so effortlessly. It's definitely one I need to wear her more, but it's absolutely one that I will always have in my collection. This fragrance brings back so many memories, good memories, strong memories, and I just cannot have my collection without it. Next up, let's do Burberry fragrances. So first off, I have my Burberry. This is another one that I've repurchased many times in my collection. This is a newer bottle that I purchased in 24, and it is a classic floral fragrance, very strong in formulation. Again, MFK formulated this. He's the perfumer behind this fragrance. It's elegant, well blended, very long lasting. Kid you not, I probably couldn't point out one single note in this fragrance because it's so well blended, but it has a lot of notes. A lot of notes, and it smells very expensive for what it is. Incredible performance, incredible performance. These fragrances from MFK, the Burberry fragrances, insane. beautiful. I love to wear it. It's another one that sort of leans signature scent-ish, because I can wear it any time of the year. Any time of the year, and it always gets me compliments. I love this fragrance. Because I love it so much, I had to get the black. Again, this is the second time I've purchased this fragrance, and MFK is the perfumer behind this. This one has a simple formulation of notes, surprisingly, but it does have the DNA of the My Burberry scent. It's absolutely delicious. Gorgeous white floral fragrance, slight powderiness, sweet. Again, I couldn't point out a single note, but it is really well formulated, great performance. Another signature scent worthy type of fragrance. Is great for this whatever season, whatever weather. Very elegant, lasts forever. I can't stop mentioning how great the performance of this is and the quality of this fragrance. So these two are probably the ones I will always have them in my collection because they are so good. And yeah, I recommend you get your nose on them. Next up, I have Burberry Goddess Intense. I actually have Burberry Goddess as well, but this is Burberry Goddess Intense. I purchased it last year at duty free. It's one of those fragrances that I smell. No, actually, no, I lie. I didn't purchase it at the time. I smelt it at duty free, but then my husband got it for me for my birthday or Christmas. I can't even remember. Or just because. No, he bought it when he traveled. It was a just because fragrance, and beautiful vanilla notes. Another one that's really well formulated. It has lavender in it, so it leans a little bit clean, a little bit soapy, a little bit aromatic, floral. It has 3 types of vanilla in it, and it also has patchouli. This one smells so delicious. So delicious. I love it. We are on the home stretch. Next is Burberry Goddess. Burberry Goddess is a gorgeous vanilla fragrance. Definitely check it out. I like the intense version a little bit better, but nonetheless, it is still a stunning lavender note with the vanilla is quite prominent. It's such a nice, slightly spicy scent, but very soapy and creamy. So I like it for that. It's lovely. I just personally prefer the intense version. Next up are my YSL fragrances. And this is Black Opium Over Red. I had Black Opium before, but I had to declutter it. It was a nice fragrance. I just didn't wear it often, and I felt like it was slightly overrated. Still beautiful, but just slightly overrated. But when I tested this one, when it came out, I fell immediately in love. This was a 2024 release. Beautiful formulation. It is a floral fruity fragrance. It has a gorgeous cherry note. It has white florals. There's jasmine. There's also orange blossom. There's black tea. And then in the dry down, there's vanilla. There's coffee. It's just very sweet. A bit nutty. A bit powdery. Gorgeous white floral with a bit of spice. That cherry note carries throughout the fragrance, and I love to wear this for date night. It's such a powerful fragrance, and I prefer this one. To be honest, I haven't tried the other opiums, but for now, this one is... No, actually, I tried Le Parfum, the black opium, and I liked that one. So if I was going to get any other one, it would probably be that one first. Next up, I have the Lib fragrances. The first one is the 2024 release. This was a love at first sniff at the airport when it came out, and I had to purchase it soon after I came back to the UK. And this is the Flowers and Flames by YSL. It does have the same DNA as the Lib line, but this one for me is quite unique in itself. It has a gorgeous soapy lavender smell. It has coconut in it. It has bergamot for citrus kick. It has vanilla. It has lily in it. It has orange blossom. It's a beautiful, creamy, citrusy, white floral fragrance with that coconut kick and that soapiness that you get in this line of fragrances. I really love this one. I love the DNA of the lib line, so any fragrance that has it, just I love it. It just smells so good. Next up is Absolute Platine, and this one is another like banger. Like the lavender in this one was also first love at first sniff when I smelled it. It has aldehydes in it, so it gives it sort of a soapy fresh smell. Mixed in with that lavender, it just takes this freshness up a notch. And it has bergamot for that citrus kick. You also have mandarin orange, which leans quite sweet and juicy, and it has vanilla, it has amber in the dry down. Really nice formulation. You get soapy vibes, white floral, citrus, slightly spicy, very fresh, sweet, and I enjoy wearing this one. And of course you have the one that started it all. This is Lib itself, and it's a beautiful white floral. It's very oh, I must say they all have great longevity. The only one I found the longevity to be a little lackluster was the Le Perfume one, but the rest of them have really good longevity. Beautiful floral fragrance, very elegant. You know, the lavender is consistent throughout. This one has blackcurrant in it, and it also has mandarin orange for more sweetness, and it has jasmine, it has orange blossom, there is vanilla, there's a slightly muskiness to the dry down. It's slightly more animalic, but it is just so good. I always get compliments, I always get questions. The DNA is so powerful. People know what it is, and it's just a lovely fragrance. Out of all of them, the intense one is definitely my favorite. It's the one that I've upgraded from a 50 ml to the 90 ml, I want to say, or 80. No, this is 90 ml. And if I could get a bigger bottle, I probably will. I probably will repurchase this because it's probably one of my most complimented designer fragrances with perfect performance. Next up, from their Privé line, I have Baby Cat. Now, Baby Cat was another love at first sniff. It's a gorgeous, spicy vanilla fragrance. Very warm, spicy. It's creamy in its dry down. It's very sophisticated. I know a lot of people wanted to get their hands on this one. It has saffron, it has pink pepper, it has vanilla, it has black pepper. Such an intense fragrance, great performance, will get you compliments. So good. Okay, we're gonna quickly do my Dior fragrances. I only have 3, and they're from the Privé line. I do want to get back in my collection J'adore. I did have it, but I gifted it. But I definitely want to get that back in my collection. The first one from the Privé line is Sakura. And Sakura, I purchased her in 2024 as well when it came out. And I really like this fragrance. It actually didn't come out in 2024. I purchased it alongside a sample of New Look. I purchased that one just to try it out, but I sampled Sakura in 24. I fell in love and I had to purchase it. At the time, I was looking for a light floral fragrance that was very elegant, very feminine, very soft, very fresh, nothing too much, and this definitely hit that spot. It is not overpowering. It has some beautiful floral notes. It has rose, it has some green notes. It's powdery, it's musky, it's got violet for a bit of soapiness. It smells really fresh. Definitely one that I'm happy I added to my collection. Next up, one that I purchased because I was looking for a warm fragrance. I purchased Ambre Nuit. Didn't purchase this last year. I believe I purchased this in 2023. And this is another fragrance that I just wanted something calming, something warm, something sophisticated, very grown, very sexy, very soft, spicy, bit musky, and this sort of hits all of those points. It is a classic rose fragrance, but I feel like It's rose and pepper mixed with a bit of guac wood. I get some powderiness in this and it's just effortless. It's warm, very long lasting. I get a lot of compliments. I get a lot of questions about this one, and it did the job. I wanted something that could stand out and wasn't overpowering or off-putting, and this just, she was it. And on the flip side of it, something that commands attention anytime I wear it is tobacco color. So tobacco color is that classic gorgeous tobacco honey fragrance. It has tobacco, it has smoke, it has plum, it has peach in it. It is a sweet honey tobacco warm fragrance, incensey in its smoke, and it just always pulls compliments. You can see where it is for me, and I love to wear this in the very, very cold months. It's elegant, it's elevated, compliment grabber, great performance, great longevity, great sillage, such a great fragrance. And that's it, you guys. That is part 4. I'm going to zoom out a little bit. That's part 4 of my perfume collection video. Yeah. Okay, so that's, yeah. So that's it, you guys. That is part 4 of my perfume collection video. That's the end of mostly my designer fragrances. I might have a few dotted around in the other 2 shelves, but in my next 2 videos, or maybe 1, if I can, I'll try to compress it into 1 more video. So let's just say I might have just 1 more part after this, and I have the bulk of my niche fragrances in that collection, so I've got them here and the shelf above. But yeah, that's all of the majority of my designer fragrances. Let me know if you've seen any favorites, or if you have any questions or have any recommendations that you want me to check out. Definitely leave it in the comment section and let's have a conversation about it, or any thoughts around anything that I've shared today. It will be nice to hear from you guys. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Make sure you share the video with friends and family, and like, comment, and all of that good stuff to help my channel grow, help the videos get to at least 2,000 views per one. That would be so great if we can get to that. But other than that, I'm so happy and grateful to every one of you who watches the video and who interacts with me. Thank you so much for doing so, and I can't wait to hopefully finish my collection video. It'll probably be the biggest, the longest video, because I will try to do all of my niche, and I'll also try to do all of my travel size fragrances in that video. I don't really have too many of them, so I'm hoping I can get it all done in one final video. But yeah, let me know what you think, and I will catch you in that video, and take care. Bye.